Hello, we are medical anthropologists doing an in-depth case study on the influence of social determinants of health and their importance. For this case study, we are following the life of Dwight, a white male that is a second-generation immigrant from Germany who now lives in California. We have conducted research and video interviews with Dwight and his parents at various stages of their life. We have compiled our information into one fluid video to help depict the importance of social determinants of health and their influence on population and individual health.
So first, we are going to provide some background information on the topic. Social determinants of health are defined by the CDC as economic and social conditions and influence the health of people and communities. These factors influence a people's life on numerous levels, but we are focusing on how person's social location influences their health.
The major social determinants of health that we will be investigating in this study include socioeconomic status, gender, nutrition, sexual orientation, social network experience, environmental factors, level of physical activity, and access to health care.
Today we are speaking with Dwight and his parents, Angela and Phyllis. Dwight is 10 years old and his family's socioeconomic status is upper middle class. Please tell me a bit about how you manage childcare for Dwight as you both have full-time careers.
So due to our good careers, we have enough money to be able to afford a private nanny for Dwight. We feel confident in her abilities and feel comfortable that Dwight is well cared for while we are gone at work. It gives us so much peace of mind to know that Dwight is safe and does not have to be in a public daycare.
That's great. According to numerous studies, private childcare improves health outcomes because the child typically has one-on-one care and any issues are detected early on. Dwight, where do you like to play?
I like to play outside at the park right next door.
Do you feel as though your neighborhood is a safe place for your family?
Yes, we love our neighborhood. There's never been an issue with crime or safety, and we know all of our neighbors pretty well.
Dwight seems to have a good childhood that will set him up for success in adolescence and later on in life.
We are speaking with Dwight and his parents again. Now Dwight is 16 years old. Even though you are non-smoker, how does your parents being smokers affect your short-term and long-term health?
So because of our smoking habits, Dwight will experience the short-term side effects of secondhand smoke. He has experienced coughing, headaches, sore throats, and nasal and eye irritation. Our son will also experience long-term effects of secondhand smoke, which include increased risk of coronary heart disease, lung cancer, stroke, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, along with other breathing problems.
Okay. All right. How has your lack of sexual education affected your health and life so far, Dwight?
Well, my lack of sexual education has caused me to not practice safe sex, so I don't use condoms. This could result in an STD or pregnancy of a partner. I could transmit my STD to a future partner as well.
So how has social pressure at school influenced your mental health?
Well, social pressure at school has resulted in me being bullied due to my looks, and some people bully me because they think I'm awkward. This has resulted in some mental health issues, and I often feel lonely and don't want to get out of bed. I've been trying to exercise more often, and I've noticed that people are bullying me about my weight less often, but I do still feel that the bullying I've experienced at school could lead to further depression and anxiety in my life.
So how has exposure to gang violence affected your environment and safety?
I feel as though Dwight's exposure to violence has caused him to be more fearful when navigating the neighborhood on his own, and also had him pick up some violent traits of his own. I'm hoping that the encounters haven't been too traumatizing.
Yeah, I definitely feel more nervous walking alone in my neighborhood, but other than that, I don't think it's affected me all that much.
Today we are here with Dwight at age 35. This is our first interview without his parents. So Dwight, tell me a bit about your experience with navigating the healthcare system.
Well, I'm so thankful to live just a few blocks away from a retail pharmacy, and my community pharmacist is amazing. She's really helpful at directing me to whatever resources I need, so I never feel lost or like I can't navigate what my next step should be. I also have medical insurance through my full-time job, so I have pretty good access to healthcare in general. Overall, I would say my experience has been a positive one.
Okay, and since we last spoke, you completed high school. Could you please tell me about your education experience?
Yeah, so after graduating high school, I feel as though I've had enough financial safety from my parents, so I decided to not go to college. Unfortunately, this does make it so I don't make very much money and I can't afford subsidized housing.
So again, we see that numerous factors build upon each other to influence health outcomes. Dwight has great access to healthcare, which increases his health outcomes, but did start smoking, which can navigate that to an extent. Overall, Dwight has had good experiences.
Today we are back with Dwight to discuss the factors impacting his life today. He is 82 and lives alone at home. Please explain if you face any barriers while at home.
I feel quite comfortable living on my own. I have strong bones and have not developed osteoarthritis, so daily activities are not really hindered by pain. I can generally take care of myself, but it is nice that I also have an occupational therapist that comes to the house sometimes to check on me.
Great. What does the occupational therapist help you with?
Well, he helps me mainly get in and out of the bathtub safely so I don't slip. He also helps me learn how to cook easy and healthy meals and ways to avoid dehydration due to the recent climate change.
What aspect of climate change is affecting you?
Well, there's been a major heat wave here in California, and my OT told me that I should be aware of heat exhaustion and dehydration. So he teaches me things that I can do at home, such as using sunscreen and drinking plenty of water.
Awesome. So it seems like this occupational therapist has been significantly beneficial for you during this time period. Do you feel like you struggle with affording healthcare or medications now that you are retired?
Not really. I was eligible for a federally funded medication program for seniors, so I don't stress too much about medications, which is really helpful.
It seems as though Dwight is ending on a great note with overall good health outcomes in his old age. He has experienced influence from his physical health and environmental factors on his health outcomes, but in general, he has lived a good life. So we have seen throughout Dwight's life that he has had numerous factors of his social location influencing his overall health. For example, he was lucky enough to grow up in a safe neighborhood with high socioeconomic status that allowed him access to healthcare and a safe place to play outside and engage in physical activity. Though, on the contrary, he became a smoker during his adulthood and experienced mental health issues throughout high school due to bullying.
It is clear to see how social determinants of health influence a person's life. You can also see that these factors can change throughout various stages of life and result in fluctuation of health outcomes. Overall, Dwight has lived a good life. He experiences some trial in his life, but in total, he had a good life with a good health outcomes. Thank you.